front of you, please.
Hailee, stay there. Just turn your shoulders. Right towards me. Beautiful smile right there.
Back in the middle here. Right smile.
Gorgeous.
Hailee, the center, please, ladies.
I mean, look, I guess it's, I don't know, really. I kind of am in the middle of so much, and, you know, I am so thankful that I've got friends that, like, want to keep up with me and call me because I forget to call them, and I don't know, I'm in the middle of tour right now. I'm so excited to be here and have this movie finally come out, so that's basically really what I'm focused on.
So you don't pay attention to that?
Not so much.
Beautiful right there.
And Hailee, can you look straight ahead, please? Down here in the center.
I mean, less now than ever, female roles like this are few and far between. So I mean, the opportunity of playing a young female heroine is incredible. I mean, what about that doesn't sound appealing? So the thought of that was obviously at the start something that I wanted to be involved in, and the cast in this movie that I'm surrounded by is incredible, and Charlie Watson herself has just an incredible ability of being this amazing young girl and telling her story, and even though there's struggles and she's misunderstood and she's kind of in that point in her life where she's figuring out who she is, she does it with as most grace as possible, and I admire that about her. I'm excited, and honestly, I'm more excited about it than I was before I got here because the fans have been so incredibly supportive, and it's amazing. I did do my 80s research. I talked to my parents. I had a great time sort of going back into the 80s, a time that I'm, you know, not so far removed from, and I think, like, for me, music plays such a huge part in my life and in my character's life and in this movie, so that was a great way to just, like, dive in and fully immerse myself into the 80s, and of course with the hair and the makeup and the wardrobe, that was, like, that's always the fun part.
Looking good.
And I'm going to smile real quick.
Oh, there's that smile.
There's that smile. What you're saying.
You realize exactly the impact it has and exactly how big the franchise is. I think when we see these blockbusters from afar and you're not involved in the universe itself, you know, you see how successful the films are, but you don't get a grasp of the fan base until you step in a place like this and until people anticipate what you're going to drop for a trailer or the reaction to the trailer and all of the comments that come with it, the positive, the negative, everything. People are so passionate about franchises like this, and it's a surprise to me, but it's no surprise to me. Coming from a WWE universe where they gravitate towards characters and are very passionate, I can understand that. It's just really cool to see it, because normally a movie is just a movie, and the movie is over, and that's that. It's become such an acceptable franchise where people are invested and believe in these characters. It's really something special.
Top, but I'm like the same height, I think. John, there you go, John. John, that smile straight ahead. Don't listen to them, John.
These times. All right, you and Nikki, where are you at? We keep hearing back and forth, to and from. Can you give us any updates?
Yes, I am excited for Transformers to come out December 21st. I hope everybody sees it.
Travis, that smile one time, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, Comic-Con and me go way back. I've been coming to Comic-Con for about a decade now. We started with Coraline, my first animated film, which came out about 10 years ago, and I've been coming to Comic-Con every year since. So it's like coming home on some level. A crazy, mad nerdgasm of a home.
Two strands, but how did your work in animation help and lend itself to the CG and animation?
You know, from my perspective, we go to the cinema to see stories about ourselves. And so I think we start putting blinkers on that experience if it's a very narrow band of the types of stories that we're telling. So the fact that we're opening that up, that we're expanding it, that we're seeing different kinds of storytellers, that we're seeing different kinds of protagonists in the films, to me that just shows that we're highlighting different aspects of the human experience, which is only good for us as a society.
One more look up top, please. Thank you.